Hi friends! Today we're going to talk about angles of elevation and depression, what they are and what they are not. And then in a later video, we'll talk about how that relates to trigonometry and how we solve those angles of elevation and depression word problems using some of the trigonometry skills that we already have. Okay, so this is going to be just a drawing. It's not going to take up actually this whole page, but to start, we're just gonna draw a little person over here. I am not an artist. You're gonna get a stick figure. Okay, look, yay! Here, they can have some green hair too. Okay, so there's our person. And our person is just standing normally with their arms in the air, as one does. And think about when you are standing or sitting, either one, in a neutral position, and think about where your head is, and think about where your eye line is. Now, because of how much we use devices, a lot of times our natural position is actually now looking down. But let's say you're walking and not looking at your phone. Please don't do that. That's how you run into someone. But you're walking down the street. Your natural eye line is horizontal. It's straight in front of you. If you are sitting on the couch and talking to a friend, maybe your head is turned to the side, but generally you're looking straight in front of you. And so this right here is our line of sight, okay? Roughly, that actually is a little bit sloped down, but we're going to say that that's a horizontal, here, I'll fix it a little bit, or horizontal line. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, so this is our line of sight. So angles of elevation and angles of depression are based on line of sight. So let's say we're walking down the street and we hear an airplane above us flying into the airport. Okay, so this right here, this angle that has been created from our default up to the airplane or the top of the tree or the hot air balloon or whatever that's above us, this is an angle of elevation. Okay, so it's from your default horizontal looking upward. All right, so we're looking up. That is our angle of elevation, okay? Now let's say that you notice a coin on the ground in front of you, or you dropped your phone on the ground while you're sitting on the couch, or something like that. So you're gonna look down at something. So whenever our gaze goes down, that is, I'm going to change my color here. We'll do a pink. This is our angle of depression because we're going from our default horizontal and we're looking down at something. Okay, this is the time where I pretty much always take the opportunity to remind everyone this is not the time in which we make jokes about depression in terms of the mental health situation, because that's not appropriate and that's not really that's not at all what this means. The word to depress means to press down or to be down. So when we talk about an angle of depression, that's just the root word depress saying we're going downward. Okay, so we've got our angle of elevation and our angle of depression. Now, there's one more thing that I want to point out, and that is specifically angles of elevation are pretty easy to identify. Angles of depression are less so. So I want to talk about this angle right here. A lot of students, people see an angle like that, and they think that is not the angle of depression. Or they think that is the angle of depression. That is not the angle of depression. Because it's not from the horizontal going downwards. Not angle of depression. Another one that sometimes people will mistake is this one right here. Once again, that's not from the horizontal downward, so this is not an angle of depression. Okay, so that's all we're going to talk about today. Is just angle of elevation is from your horizontal going upward, and angle of depression is from the horizontal going downward. So the biggest part is to remember these are always based on your default horizontal eye line, okay? We don't walk around staring at the ground as we're walking. That's not our default. Our default is looking straight ahead on the horizontal.